What is up, you guys, and welcome to the Chosen League podcast, where fire sports content is the name of the game. I am your host, Devin. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. Watch this episode all the way to the end because I don't want you guys missing out what I have in store for you today. So, as we know, the New York Jets are searching for a head coach. They're in desperate need of a head coach that will really get them over this hump because they're not looking. Jets ain't been looking pretty good this year. As we know, the candidates for the head coaching position, Ron Rivera, who they interviewed on Thursday, Rex Ryan is in the mix because he wants to come back to coaching, and also none other than Mike Vrabel, who also they interviewed on Friday. So, as we know about the Jets, if you heard in my previous episodes, they got rid of their GM. They got rid of Robert Saleh, which was, in my opinion, was a mistake. But now they have this interim head coach who has zero experience. He doesn't even have that much experience as a head coach. He only had one season with the Giants as a head coach, and it didn't even last long. A 2-8 record didn't last long. So then you bring in him. He's an interim head coach. Plus they interviewed him as well, Jeff Ulbrich. But when it comes down to these three guys, Ron Rivera and his time spent as a head coach, he spent 9 years with the as the head coach for the Carolina Panthers, coached Super Bowl MVP, regular season MVP Cam Newton, won the NFC Championship in 2015, went to the Super Bowl in 2015, spent 4 years with Washington as a head coach, and look at where Washington is now. Spent 3 years with Chicago as a defensive coordinator, and spent 3 years with the Chargers as a defensive coordinator. His total record for the Carolina Panthers is 76-63. So and when I look at Ron Rivera, he has the experience of what it takes to win in the regular season, going to the playoffs, and going furthermore into the Super Bowl. Rex Ryan, on the other hand, as we know, he's been there. He's been in the Jets organization, so he may have the upper hand because of that, because of his relationship with the organization, being with the Jets. Spent 6 years with the Jets as a head coach. Spent 2 years in Buffalo as a head coach. Went to the playoffs his first 2 years with the Jets. That was 2009, 2010. 2-1 in the playoffs, 96-43 record, and he spent 4 years in Baltimore as a defensive coordinator. Don't know if you guys know that, but hey, here it is. He was a defensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. And then last but not least, the last candidate who they interviewed third on Friday, Mike Vrabel. Spent 6 years with the Titans. Spent 1 year as a defensive coordinator for the Texans. He was 2-1 in the playoffs, and that was in 2019. He's had three playoff appearances, and his record is 54-45. So when you break this down, who is the best fit for the Jets? And let me know in the comment section who will be the next head coach for the New York Jets. Let me know in the comment sections below. But honestly, it's a no-brainer. If I'm if I'm the owner, if I'm Woody Johnson, I'm taking Ron Rivera. Why? Because his resume outweighs all of these other guys' resumes. All the other candidates, Rex Ryan and Mike Vrabel. See, Rex Ryan, yes, he has the upper hand of having that relationship with the organization, being amongst that organization, knowing how that organization runs. And yeah, he knows Jets football. He knows what to look out for. But man, he only got playoff. He's only gives you Rex Ryan gives you playoff success, just like Mike Vrabel gives you playoff success. You can only go so far with these guys, but they can't get you over that hump. Ron Rivera, on the other hand, I'm going with Ron Rivera. Why? Because he can get me over that hump. He's a guy that, okay, I know what you can do in the regular season. I know what you can do in the playoffs, and I know you can take me to the Super Bowl. But can you do it again? Is the question. See, Ron Rivera, used what he had. He played the cards he was dealt, and whether he had good players or not, the players that he did have, he made the best out of his situation. He got to the playoffs, but he didn't stop there. Rex Ryan got to the playoffs, it ended there. Mike Vrabel, same scenario, same result. Ron Rivera he's really a coach that can find pieces and put them together to build a championship team. I mean, look at what he had in Carolina. Cam Newton, Steve Smith. You you know more. You had all these other weapons around, and at the same time, Carolina had a good defense. They had a good defense. They had the offense and the defense. They just weren't able to. When they got to that moment in the Super Bowl, they weren't able to capitalize on that opportunity. That's all. The better team won, which was the Broncos. But what I'm saying here is Ron Rivera, his resume speaks volumes versus Mike Vrabel and Rex Ryan. Now, if it comes to being a runner-up, who's the runner-up? Yeah, I would say Mike Vrabel would be my second choice. Rex Ryan, I'm not really sold on him, but it all boils down to what the Jets organization is going to do. Are you really going to hire Ron Rivera? Because I mean, like I said, his resume speaks for itself, and he brings what you need. He's gonna give you what you need. He's gonna get the Jets over that hump, especially with the weapons he got right now. Put Ron Rivera with the Jets. I guarantee you. Let him play with what he got. Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers. Don't know if he's still gonna be in the league. Ron Rivera can make something work. But anyways, that is all for today's episode. Once again, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload an episode. I'm Devin, and I'm signing off.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.